Hi everyone, thanks for joining this tutorial. Today we're going to see how to install localGPT. There is a Gen AI tool that is free for use and is leverage Llama 2, that is the model from Facebook. So what this project does is creating like a local chatbot that is powered by Llama 2, as we said before, that you can train with your documents. The cool thing is that today we're gonna try to install this one on Oracle Cloud with the maximum allowance possible, and it's like extremely convenient to deploy on Oracle Cloud. So anyway, let's go and see what we're gonna do. So this is the GitHub project that hosts localGPT. That is the one that we're gonna use. But for now, let's just sign in on our tenancy. I'm gonna try to be as quick as possible. So I have already the guide over here. So now it should ask me to sign. And now there is an additional layer of security on Oracle. So now you have to authorize to an application that I've installed on my phone. All right, so instances, I already created one. It's this one. Let's look at it. Is for CPU's 24 gig RAM. This is the public IP address. All right, so without any further ado, what we're gonna do now? We're gonna connect SSH with this machine. So let's look at this first thing first. And let's go on the guide and follow what these guys say. It's basically me. All right, so let's connect with the machine. So let's take a terminal. I should have already set up. Where is the command over here? Now this is where the key is stored. This is where I always use the same key. So if you have that, there is a video how I created this. Have a look at it. Okay. Now, it should let me in. Maybe it's taking a moment. Yeah, there was a small issue. You have to start the machine before actually try to connect SSH, otherwise it's not gonna work. So here it was not going anywhere. Okay, now it is. So it's the first time that I'm connecting, so it's gonna ask me to record. Okay, now here we have the guide. Let's put it on the side. We can just copy and paste. Okay, so first of all, we're just gonna do a sudo update upgrade. Yes, so I'm gonna show you how to do it because it's an ARM64 as an architecture. So some of the packages are not that obvious to how to install it, and there are not that many guides around. So that's why I prepared this guide. Okay. The first thing we're gonna need to check is Anaconda. So how to install the virtual that we're gonna use for the virtual environment. Okay, so it's taking a while. I'll come back when it's gonna be. Okay. So you're gonna get a screen like this. You just press enter, and now it's ready. So we have update and upgrade. Now we have to install Anaconda. So the Anaconda installation here, as I said, is a specific one because it's based on ARM64. So we have to install this one, okay? And it's the same that I have copied over here, all right? Oh, let's copy this. Let's install it. Yes, let's keep going. Okay, again, same screen, you just press enter. That should be good. Now, in order to install Anaconda, we're going to use the version for Graviton AWS. Graviton AWS is an app configuration, so it's a generic one, but it's called this way. We should actually have there are different generic that you can use, but anyway. So we're gonna follow this one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna download this file. This is already, the code is already installed, so you don't need anything. You can just need sudo etc. You just launch the command like this one, and that's it. Come back when it's done. Okay, the file has been downloaded, so let's look at it. Okay, so the file is this one. Now this should be the command to execute it. All right, and we have to agree all the stuff here. Web, okay, it's fine. And now it's gonna install all the packages. Okay. It's gonna ask you if you wanna run the init. Okay, so you wanna initialize everything. Now, if you don't do it, you have time to do it manually, and these two are the commands here. Otherwise, you said yes, and then you should have done everything, so you don't need to do anything else. Now you should be able to create an environment. Okay, this is the name of the environment. Okay, actually, sometimes it takes a second for this one to recover. Just give it a second. Okay, not sure why, but actually it was not, the conduct command was not found. So I actually did execute these three commands. So I activated the environment and launched init, but it said no changes, so it's weird. Then they activated, and now it seems the conduct is working. So let's try to do again this. I'm trying to create environment. Okay, now it's starting. So now it's going to create an environment where we're going to put all the packages, etc. So it's going to take a second. Yes. When it's, let's take it a mail amount. I'll come back. Okay. So now it's working. So we can actually check the environment that's been created. It is. Then we deactivate the environment. Okay. So then we install Git because it's not actually pre-installed here. So what we have now is the virtual environment already. We have to download the project, but to do that, we need Git. Okay. This one should be very quick. Then we're gonna download it from the GitHub repository. This one. Okay. So here we can take the link to download it. Let me, here there are all the instructions. So this one is the part that now you can also follow here, but because it was on ARM, it wasn't put on work as in another environment program. So this one, give okay. All right, so now we can see what is in the directory first. Okay, then okay, now perfect. You see, we have the project downloaded. Now we have to install a C++ library because we will need in order to compile some of the Python library, so for the model. This is like something that I found in a guide somewhere. Actually, I think it was Bart watching me. It was me with this. So now, so this one in order to make sure that this can be called from outside. Wow. This one actually would make sense. No. Now we have to activate the environment. Yeah, but actually, the way that you do that is this way. Now we can install this library. The previous one was required anyway to make this one possible, so to be possible to be installed because it's going to use that library to compile it. Now, pip is actually pre-installed on this version on Conda when you install Conda. So it's going to take a second. I'll come back. Actually, it was pretty quick. We are pretty close to see how these things work. So if we do ls, then I'll go in the folder. Okay, so this one may take a second because now we're going to install all the library. Now the requirement file. I'll show you. Oh, the download speed is actually extremely high here. So it's going to be pretty quick, I guess. So you see all the different libraries there is going to download. Okay. I'll go back to this one. Okay. Okay. Just install all the different libraries. So now we can actually execute it. So it's gonna ingest a file that is so I've installed this command before. 3 is not pre-installed in this version, so you have to install it. But once you do it, you can see directly in this way, just an easier way to say it. It's gonna take this file. So this is also how you're gonna train the model. So you're gonna put your files over here. Okay. So now, also what I wanted to show you is that there is no database here. Okay. So when I'm gonna launch this, okay, it's gonna ingest the file. Okay. This command is just telling him that you have to use the CPU acceleration, but if you have GPU, so other version, you can change this one. I have a video on Windows and on Mac as well, but this one is different. But it's going to download everything, so it's going to try to create everything that is required. I'll be back when it's done. Okay, so I don't deny that. I cannot hide that actually it's taking a while to install all of this. I think it's because we don't have much CPU power, but let me show you a couple of things in the meantime. So can I use the time kind of productively? You can see here, if you click on instances, right? So this one is the one we're going to run. So if you are trying to find the menu from the top, it's on compute, and then you go instances. Yeah, this one, then you can check the price. You see it's actually pretty well utilized. So it's at the peak now. It's not using much memory. iOS doesn't look like to be excessive. Okay, so actually being tested to the limit when it's doing this process. Okay, other things that I want to show you is that this compute instance is in this public subnet. is a public subnet, right? So you need to make sure that you have this one here. So you have to go in. Maybe if we do from here. Anyway, you put side at 000 all, and here is 5111, the port, right? This one. Otherwise, it's not going to work at the web server. So this is still going. It's taking more than I expected, right? Okay, it's actually done. One other thing that I wanted to show you, before doing that, let's actually run the model itself. Okay, so as we said here, we have the command. Where is it? Yes, here you go. Run localGPT. Okay, that one. Boom. Okay, so now we are executing. I want to show you something on Oracle Cloud. So we have to open, as I said, this one, but we'll come back to that later. So let's go back to our instance. So here I've pinned it. Oh, I got the memories. So the first time I wanted to make you notice, it's going to download the model. Okay, it's 4 gig, but you can see that's actually pretty quick. So the model that is going to download. By the way, this is the document that we just ingested, right? And when we ingested it, we also created the database already. But so let me show you how the performance is dropped after the ingestion. So let's see if they are going to pick up when there is a run. But here, what I wanted to show you as well is that now you also have the database. It was not here before, all right? So if you remember, there was no database before. So, by the way, as I said, this one is the model actually. So this is the document that ingested, so it has been trained on. All right, so it's ready. So we can ask, was 2 years. Okay. The other stuff that I wanted to show you is the following. In the constant file, you can see that this is the default model being used, is the one being downloaded. Now, one system I can show you where the model is. Now we actually put query it, so I can show you that the model has actually been downloaded. Right. So should be a new folder called model. There you go. Okay. All right. So if you want to change the model, you can take 70 billion parameters. There are other options as well. And there are actually some more completely different models. I don't know which one of these one exactly. But if you read the documentation, it's all explained. So let me see what is going on here in the meantime. Okay, now it's going. It's going to take a while now. So nothing. If you want to change, you just put the comment on the other one and you select this one, and you select with the you do on sudo nano and you find the file. So in the meantime, that this one is going to want to show you something else on the on Oracle Cloud. So here, on instances, as we said, if you go on edit, you can change on the fly the power of this machine. Now, I'm sure that if I put an 80 or CPUs, this should be much faster. I haven't tried, but in that case, be careful on the utilization, or you run a script now to shut down Otherwise, this one is can cost a bit. I don't know if it's gonna be reclaimed, etc. You can check the documentation. So anyway, um, right now, so okay, so this is gonna take a while. Let me come back. Okay, it took a while, but here you go. I mean, I haven't read everything, but it seems decent. Anyway, what do you would expect from a ChatGPT? Okay, so we have done this on the we accent. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is to test the web version. Okay, so now we have first of all to execute this. So we have opened the port in the uh, let's see in the security list for that network, right? So in the subnet. So this is the port. But now we have also to do the same, not to do to open the port on the firewall on the Ubuntu. Now this one is the command to do it. Now the UFW is not working in this version, so don't even try 1,000 times. It's just gonna be disappointing. Okay, and if you go to the back, right? So here in the other instance, so we have to go. You need the two windows because we have to launch first of all the API. We have to activate the web server. Okay, so here we can activate the web server. Here, all right. Oh, okay. Now it's gonna run the server. I want to show you something. If you come here and you take the public IP address of the instance, there's this one. Right. You go here and you. Oh, this one is not working. All right. So it's not responding. But this is no. Everything is fine. But you have to open. Sorry, you have to start to Flask. It's the web server here to actually use the right configuration. So the file, we have to edit this file. Make it a little bigger. Okay. So go back here. There you go. Here's the local GPT. We can try to ask the same question. What was Julius Caesar? Okay. All right. So from the back end of the web server, you can see the prompt. All right. May take a second. So let's see. Okay. It took a while, but here, I think it confused probably because I misspelled, so it took Julius Caesar, but he actually gave a reply. So here you can see that actually he answered the question. It took a while, so I have to say it was not super quick. Here there is the upload option. I never tried here. I used to directly upload in the folder. Other things to be considered on to consider it. Sorry, is the when you ask the second question in the web version, it tends to give an error, but not sure if it's actually it was just my version or something in the installation. All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Bye bye.